stars, are you shining just for me? City of stars, there's so much that I can't see. Who knows? I felt it from the first embrace I shared with you.
That now our dreams may finally come true. City of stars, just one thing everybody wants. There in the bars and through the smokescreen of the crowded restaurants, it's love. Yes, all we're looking for is love from someone else.
A rush,
A glance,
a touch,
a dance, a look in somebody's eyes, to light up the skies, to open the world and send it reeling. A voice that says I'll be here and you'll be alright. I don't care if I know just where I will go, 'cause all that I need's this crazy feeling I got tapped out of my heart.
think I want it to stay. City of stars, are you shining just for me? City of stars,
You never shined so brightly. You are the avalanche, one world away. My make-believing while I'm wide awake. Just a trick of light to bring me back around again. Those wild eyes, a psychedelic silhouette. I never meant to fall for you, but I was buried underneath, and all that I could see was white. My salvation, my salvation, my You are the snowstorm, I'm purified. The darkest fairy tale in the dead of a night. And let the band play out as I'm making my way home again. Glorious, we transcend into a psychedelic silhouette. I never meant to fall for you, but I was buried underneath, and all that I could see was white. My salvation, my salvation, my salvation. salvation, my salvation, my salvation,
Said all I want from you is to see you tomorrow. And every tomorrow, maybe you're letting me borrow your heart. And is it too much to ask for every Sunday? And while we're at it, throwing every other day to start. I know people make promises all the time, then they turn right around and break them. And someone cut your heart open with a knife, now you're bleeding. But I could be that guy to heal it over time, and I won't stop until you believe it. 'Cause baby, you're worth it. So don't act like it's a bad thing to fall in love with me, 'cause you might fuck around and find your dreams come true with me. Spend all your time and your money just to find out that my love was free. So don't act like it's a bad thing to fall in love with me. It's not a bad thing to fall in love with me. Now how about I be the last voice you hear tonight, and every other night for the rest of the nights that there are. And every morning I just wanna see you staring back at me, 'cause I know that's a good place to start. I know people make promises all the time, then they turn right around and break them. And someone cut your heart open with a knife, now you're bleeding. Don't you know I could be that guy to heal it over time, and I won't stop until you believe it. 'Cause baby, you're worth it. So don't act like it's a bad thing to fall in love with me, 'cause you might fuck around and find your dreams come true with me. Spend all your time and your money just to find out that my love was free. So don't act like it's a bad thing to fall in love with me. It's not a bad thing to fall in love with me. Not such a bad thing to fall in love with me. Not such a bad thing to fall in love with me.
the day we met, frozen, I held my breath. Right from the start, I knew that I found a home for my heart. Beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave, how can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt
welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. Khosh amadid. I will be doing some translating, but I'm confident that there are wonderful translators out there. We couldn't possibly translate everything. We gather here today in this special day, May 7th, 2022, in this beautiful home that brings our families together to share in this story of love. Thank you all so much for your love and support of Roxana and Paul all these years. Some of you have traveled far from Iran, from Lebanon, New York, Florida, Texas, Tennessee, and even Oregon. سپاس فراوان از عشق و مهربانی شما برای رکسانا و پال. بعضی از شما از راه خیلی دور آمدید، از ایران، لبنان، فلوریدا، تگزاس، تنسی و اورگن. Thank you so much for being part of this journey of love. سپاس فراوان از شما که همراهی در این راه عشق. We will miss all those that couldn't make it here today. They're with us today in spirit, the spirit of love. جای همه عزیزانی که نشد امروز حضور داشته باشند خیلی خالی است در قلب ما در میان این همه عشق. We want to specifically remember Hamid Khan, the dear grandpa of Roxana Jan. به ویژه می‌خواهیم یاد کنیم از حمید خان پدر بزرگ عزیز رکسانا جان. حمید خان اغلب شعر حافظ رو می‌خوندن که براتون نقل می‌کنم. Hamid Khan would often recite from Hafiz, the unparalleled poet of Iran, about celebrating life. Let's sprinkle flowers, let's serve the wine. بیا تا گل برافشانیم و می در ساغر اندازیم، فلک را سقف بشکافیم و طرح نو در اندازیم. اگر غم لشکر انگیزد که خون عاشقان ریزد، من و ساقی به هم سازیم و بنیادش براندازیم. More than 800 years ago, Hafiz said, the subject tonight is love. Roxana loves Paul's kind heart and thoughtfulness that shows in everything that he does. His relentless dedication to his work and the people he cares about, and his passion for experiencing new things, his sense of adventure, and not letting fear hold him back. Paul loves Roxana's fierce love and loyalty towards her family, towards Paul, and those closest to her. Her discipline as she wakes up every day and puts in the work, whether or not she's in the mood or not. And Paul knows that Roxana brings the best in Paul and their relation by reminding him that they should be kind to each other every day, and no matter what ups and downs of the day present, they have to put that into perspective. Memories bring perspective. My earliest memory of Roxana was when she was only 38 days in our wedding. As you know, some of you, I guess, I'm married to Roxana's auntie, so she's my niece, and she was so amazingly cooperative then and adorable. My first memory of Paul, and I know everybody on this side of the family really shares that, is our family trip to Yosemite. And it felt like we've known Paul forever. He was just part of the family from the get-go. And I'll tell you, and then again, we're going back to Yosemite again August. Anybody that wants to sign up, ask Holly and Lily. Paul and Roxana have made wonderful memories together in their journey to this beautiful moment. Two proud cultures intermingled in one. پال و رکسانا خاطرات بسیار خوشی در کنار هم ساختن تا این لحظه زیبا. رکسانا و پال فرهنگ غنی خود رو بهش افتخار میکنن. They have understood each other's rich cultures and the role of their families in staying together despite all the distances and all the hardships. رکسانا و پال فرهنگ غنی خود رو یکدیگر رو درک می کنند و به ویژه نقش خانواده رو در بودن با هم به رغم همه سختی ها و همه دوری ها. They have had Havic polo together and chicken shawarma. Yes. They have walked in the fields, the rice fields of Bali together, on the smooth sands of Tulum. They have gone off-roading and ziplining in Hawaii, wine tasting in Sonoma, hiking in the Sierras, paddle boating in the Pacific. But they most appreciate the fun they have when they are around each other in the neighborhood. They chat together, cook together, watch Netflix together, a little too much of Emily in Paris. And just simply being next to each other, just like right now. So they know when St. Paul wrote to Corinthians 2,000 years ago, love is patient, love is kind. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always preserves. Love never fails. Yes, Roxana. Yes, Paul. Khalil Gibran, the most famous poet of Lebanon, shares his words of wisdom. Let the winds of heaven dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from the same cup. Give one another your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but each one of you be alone, even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not in each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, but not too close together. For the pillars of a temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadows. Roxana, Paul, would you please be seated at the Iranian Sofre Aqd? This is a ceremonial Iranian wedding table. It incorporates and pays tribute to the many aspects of Zoroastrian traditions, Rasm و Rusum Zartushtian, and the elements of nature, including earth, wind, fire, and water. Each of these four elements are represented on the sofre. This is spread, the beautiful spread before you. And it's believed to help with the prosperity and the happiness of the bride and the groom. Maulana, the philosopher who belongs to the ages, wrote, "You are the chosen ones because you have chosen love." We're going to now invite the mother of the bride, please, and the mother of the groom. You got to speak. Thank you, thank you. So this is a beautiful tradition. And mother of the groom as well, please. Good. Thank you. They're going to come up to do the rubbing of the sugars to sprinkle some sweetness over the bride and the groom. And if you please lower that a little bit, so we don't want any shoulder aches and stuff like that. Although I'm sure we have a chiropractor here. And we're going to also ask many of the happily married ladies to come forward. I'm going to call one at a time so we can take part into sprinkling your happiness, your wisdom over the heads of these two young, wonderful couple who are going to have a long life ahead of them. We would appreciate if the grandmas, please, ماما ناهید پلیز ناهید خانم بفرمایید. Aki Jun and Mom. There's a competition going on. Everybody wants to impart their sweetness. And we're going to now ask Safura Jun, while you're standing anyway, so. Ame Sepide. Says, I'm rubbing the sugars. I'm rubbing and rubbing the sugar for their.
برای رکسانا با آقای پارک انشالله که سالهای سال خوش و خورم باشین. چی میسازی؟ برای همگی محبت و صفا و زندگی خوشی. بازم محبت برای پدر شوهر.
بساب که داری خوب میسازی.
اون دوختنه. پدر شوهر به مادر شوهر. خیلی
Off the
خانواده
script. And then Safura Jun. Ame Sepide. Khale Gili, Auntie Cindy, please. If you queue up, please.
میسابم و میسابم. چی میسابی؟ مهر و محبت میسابم. بساب. میسابم و میسابم. چی میسابی؟ مامان چی میسابم؟ محبت و خوشبختی و خوشبختی. بساب.
چی میسابی؟ محبت برای دوتا زندگی شیرین پر از مهر و
Faride Jun.
بچه‌های خوشگل و
Faride Jun.
بساب.
Faride Jun.
Do it over Roxana.
بساب
مرجان جون.
I try to hold it in English for the other participant. So I am sewing and sewing for two beautiful and unique hearts, a fun-filled future. So now you need to ask, what am I sewing? I am sewing my heartfelt wishes for a beautiful couple who should put the GPS of their life based on their heart, use their faith to embark on the right journey and implementing all the beautiful legacy and family memories as the spices to go up and down and endure all the hurdles. I love you all.
بده من میسابم. من خالش هستم، میسابم و میسابم. به چشم هرچی حسود میسابم.
میسابم و میسابم. صبر و تحمل. Patience. میسابم و میسابم. همدردی و عشق برای پال و برای رکسانای عزیز. میسابم و میسابم. برای همه خانواده میسابم. عشق و محبت میسابم. پدر، مادر، برای همگی خانواده. خالجان شما میخواین دوباره
اینجا وایستا. لطفاً یه هلولو بکنین. مرجان. ای یار مبارک بادا ایشالا مبارک بادا 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 مبارک بادا ایشالا مبارک دست
بیا.
یار مبارک بادا ایشالا مبارک بادا عروس دامادو ببوس یالا عروس دامادو ببوس یالا
هنوز با اجازه بده.
یالا 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 داماد عروس ببوس یالا داماد عروس هنو محرمم
هنو برنامه هنو زود
هنوز زوده بفرمایید.
کارا دیگه شما نقصوزن هم داریم؟ میدوزن و میدوزن قابلش
بابا جان مبارکتون. دیگه ما کاری نداریم.
Thank you so much again, so much love, and that's Iranian Persian ladies for you. You know, you can see so much enthusiasm and for this wonderful young couple. Roxana, Paul, please look at each other on the beautiful mirror on the soffre, as it reflects your pure self and sincere heart. And I know you're telling your vows together silently in your hearts, and you've probably said it before, long before this. But if you would please dip your pinkies in the honey and feed each other sweetness. As honey never spoils, may your love be sweet and enduring. Thank you so much. If I may ask you if you would wish to come back here and then we can. Now, Paul, Would you please repeat after me? I, Paul Kesrawani,
I, Paul Kasrwani,
take you, Roxana Saeed,
take you, Roxana Saeed,
to be my wife from this day forward,
to be my wife from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer, for poorer.
for richer or for poorer. You want to use the mic?
I'm short, guys.
That's okay.
And he's tall. In sickness and in health,
In sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
for the remaining of my days
for the remaining of my days
and my nights,
and my nights also,
with all my heart,
with all my heart,
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
Thank you, thank you. And now, Roxana Jan, please repeat after me. I, Roxana Saeed. Oh, the bride has gone to smell the flowers. عروس خانم رفته گل بچینه. Roxana Jan, please repeat after me. Oh my God. The bride is gone to get some pastries. عروس خانم رفته شیرینی بیاره. Good. Roxana Jan, I'm going to ask for the third time, please. He's waiting. Anxiously. I, Roxana Saeed,
I, Roxana Saeed,
take you, Paul Kesrawani,
take you, Paul Kesrawani,
to be my husband
to be my husband
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
for the remaining of my days
for the remaining of my days
and my nights,
and my nights,
with all my heart,
with all my heart,
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
Thank you. May the ring bearer come forward, please. Paul, would you please place this ring on Roxana's finger and say, this is the symbol of my, this is the circle of our, this is the symbol of our circle of life and love.
This is the symbol of our circle of life and love.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
And Roxana Jan, would you please place the ring on Paul's finger and say, this is the symbol of the circle of our life and our love.
This is the symbol of the circle of our life and our love.
This, with this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
With the powers vested in me with the County of San Diego as the Deputy Commissioner for Civil Marriages, I now pronounce you married. You may now kiss the bride! Congratulations!
Everyone is walking on the edge of life, like the ghost of a shadow, barely alive. Even time's in a rush, but it's going nowhere. Everyone's connected, but no one is connecting. The human element has long been missing. Tell me, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Oh. In there
gets lost like a message. My head is on the clouds and I don't get it. And so I'm fashionably numb. Sometimes it helps to forget where we come from. I know the night we're torn from. Remember, I love the fire again, but I'm in ember. I hold a banner for you, but it's upside down. You got a question or two, but I'm tongue-tied now. Don't try to follow me, I won't hold you down. If I could make you the enemy, I would let you down. Don't try to follow me, I won't hold you down. If I could make you the enemy, I would let you down. I took a ride on the champagne. You took a flight over San Fran. We watched the Charlotte sundown. Still, your hat was worn like a brother's shoe. But then again,
Oh yes, oh yes. Before we get to the slow part, I want to see the energy level go up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear y'all clap to the beat one time. We are here to celebrate Roxana and Paul. My name is DJ Moen, and it is an absolute honor to be in your presence. So dance floor, dance floor. Let me see you reach for the sky. Let's go. That's up, that's up, that's up. Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Let's go, let's go. You don't have to be afraid. You guys can come a little closer. You guys can come a little closer. Let's feel this energy, man. Keep your shades on. You guys are looking beautiful. Let's go, man. It's all about love, right? It's all about energy, man. Roxana, Paul, how you guys doing? Ladies and gentlemen, and now for the very first dance. Roxana. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now a celebration. Join us on the dance floor. We're gonna party right away. San Diego, San Diego.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like
family and friends, welcome. And thank you for coming all the way out here to celebrate the big day with us. We really appreciate it. We feel very blessed to be surrounded by folks who've cheered us on and supported our love story from the very beginning. And we feel very grateful to be with you guys celebrating this big moment in our relationship and taking the next step together. So thank you for making it out. We want to have a huge thank you to our families, which are all over the place, and our wedding parties. Thank you all for helping us put this day together. We really appreciate it. And a lot of thought and love kind of was put into this. And I want to thank Roxana, who is actually, this whole vision was hers. She made this come to life. She hired every vendor, everything from the vendors down to the forks and everything in between. So this is her vision come to reality. So thank you. We have one request tonight, which is have the best time ever. Make use of this dance floor as much as possible. Stay the hell out of the pool. And we'd love you guys to raise your glasses, and we want to toast to you. We love you all very much. Thank you. We don't have our glasses, but we can grab them.
Cheers.
Clink, clink, clink. Cheers. Love you guys. We can grab our own in a second. That's all. Love you. Love you.
Alrighty. How's everyone doing? So for those of you that haven't met, I'm Eric Fukumai.
And I'm Dino Santos, and we're the best men.
We'd first like to recognize Paul and Roxana's parents. I don't know where you guys are. You guys have raised, amazing people here, and we are incredibly proud to call them our best friends. So, thank you.
So, when we sat down to brainstorm for the speech, we immediately started to think of all the drunk Paul stories that we can tell. But fortunately for him, there's just too many to count. And it's impossible to find the perfect story, so we won't. So, how do we know Paul? We all went to Cal Poly, and we lived in the same dorm building. So, we basically spent our whole entire college life together. And then after college, we moved all back to the Bay Area. And back then, we had jobs to only pay for two things. And that's booze and travel. So, necessities, right? And then post-college, Paul graciously hosted us in his SF apartment every weekend, and we had the time of our lives being very responsible and very well-behaved 20-year-olds. As you all know, if you guys have been to San Francisco, it's known for its museums and its fine restaurants. Yeah, so we walked by all of them on the way to the clubs and bars that we went to each weekend. And then, after a while, we became so close that we started referring to ourselves as BWT. Besties with testes.
There we go. As Dino said, there's a ton of stories that we could tell about Paul. Many of them started with a fifth of blueberry Stoli vodka. I don't really know why, but to us, that was, there was no better booze when we were 20 years old. This would usually be followed by a lot of fist pumps. And the rest of the night from there is really just a blur. You may or may not have heard of Angry Paul. He would show up every now and then. But, when you walk into your apartment and you see Dino and myself, having a WWE wrestling match, blasting Taylor Swift, I could see why you'd be a little upset. But at the end of the night, one thing's for certain, Paul was always very responsible. He knew to eat, hydrate, and that's probably why every morning he'd wake up and he wouldn't have a hangover like Nichols, or he wouldn't be puking like myself. So we always thought of Paul as kind of the wisest one out of all of us.
So, one of our favorite places to go to in San Francisco was this place called Bubble Lounge. Actually, it was our favorite place, and we're pretty sure Paul hated it. And he also hated the 2 a.m. Chinese food that we forced him to eat with us. But let me tell you about Bubble Lounge. It was a magical place where we would show off our dance moves every night, or every weekend night, in the hopes of luring girls to dance with us. But for some reason, we always ended up dancing with ourselves. And it was probably because our dance moves were too good for the general public. And you guys can all verify it later, because me, Fook, and Paul will be on the dance floor.
At the end of the day, yes, there was a lot of booze involved. We had a ton of fun, and the four of us, including Mr. Ryan Nichols here, we really did have the time of our lives. And within, all the drinking, some amazing trips that we've taken over the years, one thing that hasn't changed, and it's really how great of a friend that Paul's been. He's, someone that we can always count on. He's the first one to congratulate us on any achievement, wanting to celebrate, and he's always willing to go the extra mile for our friendship. So, most importantly, we can also always count on him to bring us coffee, Gatorade, smoothies, anything we need in the morning to get over our hangovers. So, we have no doubt, Roxana, that he'll treat you almost as good as us.
So, jokes aside, Roxana, it's been really awesome getting to know you over the past few years. We can tell how much you've been a positive force in Paul's life and how you are the perfect one for him. So, you're smart, you're driven, you're passionate in all that you do, just like Paul. And you've been by each other's side, but what I would imagine is probably the most stressful, most demanding times as you guys have both started businesses from the ground up. That is truly incredible, right? And couple goals for sure. And throughout all that craziness and those crazy times, you two have even found ways to reconnect with each other, such as your travels to Bali, Tulum, Hawaii, just to name a few.
You two really are the perfect couple, and we can't wait to see what you guys accomplish together now and in the future. So, if everyone will raise their glass and join us for a toast. Roxana, we love you. Congratulations. And Paul, we love you too, buddy. And cheers. Happy Free Bowl.
Okay, Dino and Eric, that was really good. You guys lied to me. They're like, we just wrote this 2 days ago. But that was amazing. Well, hello, our family and friends. Our family wants to thank everyone for being here tonight. Truly, what an amazing ceremony it's been. For those that I have not had the chance to meet, my name is Kiana. I'm Roxana's younger sister and maid of honor. Roxana, I really feel so grateful to even be giving this speech right now, so thank you. I also just want to preface this by saying 3 months ago, Roxana said, we're not going to do speeches, we don't want to do speeches, and I'd already started writing one because I like to plan ahead with these things, so I stopped. And then 2 weeks ago, Roxana's like, oh, actually, we're going to do speeches. And last week was one of the busiest weeks at work, so if I'm reading my paper a lot, you know why. But yeah, Roxana, thank you. Oh, she also was like, keep it under a minute. I'm like, I can't keep it under a minute. It's like, I have 4 pages right here. So anyways, but I'll keep it short. Yeah. But honestly, Roxana, it was so hard thinking where I even wanted to start because there's just so much that we've been through together and how much you mean to me. But I really feel so privileged to have had Roxana to look up to my whole life. And I want to keep it light, so I'll try to keep it light, but I might be a little, we'll see. But not only you're my sister, you're really my best friend, and I never take that for granted. I've looked up to Roxana in so many ways. Your passion, your leadership, your honesty and loyalty are traits that I've been really lucky to learn from you, so I thank you for that. And just, you're a true definition of a big sister. You've always been my protector, and you've always made me feel safe in life. When we were kids, I was never scared of anything because I would watch how you would carry yourself, even at a young age. You were just so confident, brave, and optimistic. Your optimism throughout life is so admirable. It could be your worst week, and you'll always give a silver lining perspective, and that really helps me, and I know that helps others too. I have always also looked up to your ambitious and passionate soul. Roxana really values her passions and gives them her all. And those that really know Roxana, you know that she's had some very random and weird hobbies throughout her life. Just to name a few, pole vaulting, not only through high school, but college. And I know there's some pole vaulters here too. Heidi Corey, shout out. Tap dancing. She's also a second-degree Taekwondo black belt. She also has had a really large, like, James Dean obsession. She can quote every line of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And she also had an anchor woman era where we just have, like, over a dozen videos of her looking in, like, recordings of her of just, like, talking like an anchor woman. That was her passion. And these weren't just, like, 1 to 2 year hobbies. These were, like, 5 to 10 year commitments. But yeah, I could go on. But you were really inspired by the things you saw and everything you did. And you saw something, you liked it, and you did it. And you really have this gift where you're naturally good at these things and just really put your heart into everything. And I just always have admired how ambitious you've been. But I have to say, one of the things I admire most about Roxana is how thoughtful she is. So I could go to Roxana and I'm having a bad week, I'm venting to her, I'm telling her my problems, and she will just make it completely about you. It could be her worst week, she could be going through the hardest times, but she will truly be giving you her full attention. And I just think that's really hard to come by, and I really admire that about you, Roxana. And you could be going through, again, the hardest time yourself. But you consistently give everyone that you love your all, and I know those that are closest to Roxana know what I'm talking about. In addition to her thoughtfulness, anyone that has had the pleasure of growing up with Roxana knows that adventure was in her blood 24/7. Now, I mentioned that Roxana was very brave. So I'm going to say a few stories about her braveness. I will never forget on one particular family trip to Yosemite, there was this massive boulder in the middle of our campground. And she convinced Andy and I, our cousin, to propel her down this boulder with shoelaces tied together. So picture Roxana straddling this rock, okay, with Andy and I literally propelling her down with shoelaces. She was so convincing, so determined, so we believed her. We're like helping her. We're like, yeah, let's do this. But literally, shortly after, she sprains her ankle. And she, like, literally was like, Andy, Kiana, you let go of the rope. The rope being the shoelaces. So, yeah. All this to say how fearless and adventurous you are, whether it was us doing Clubhouse USA, Roxana would like distribute rocks to like first, second place, whoever would go through like the obstacle courses the quickest. Or when we'd be playing Fear Factor and we would literally give, like all of our cousins would like challenge each other with like the craziest things. But Roxana would also bring the adventure inside the house. So one day after school, she decided it was a good idea to snowboard down the stairs. And our stairs were not long. They were literally like from there to here, very short. So myself, Cheyenne, and Sarah decided to support her also in this endeavor. And as she's sliding down the stairs, my dad hears us, and he's literally bouldering up the stairs. And one by one, me, Sarah, Cheyenne abandon her. And Roxana's left facing my dad. And you know, that can be kind of scary sometimes. So, but she never let authority get in the way of her adventure, ever. And I know everyone that grew up with Roxana knows exactly what I'm talking about. And like the scary movies we'd make, like the directing, like it was always a production every weekend. But I remember all these blissful moments, and it's memories like these that make me know that Paul and Roxana are the luckiest people in the world to have each other to go through life with. And so now I'm going to talk a little about me finding, Paul and Roxana's love story. So I followed Roxana to the Bay Area, and this is kind of when Paul and Roxana's love life unveiled, and I was, I remember Roxana and Paul's first date, and they met on Bumble. And Roxana calls me. She's like, I'm going to go on this date with this guy named Paul, like, see how it goes. And I'm like, awesome. And literally, right after the date, I get a call. And she was so happy, so excited, and telling me that they had a great time and they were going to, plan to see each other again. So fast forward, they continued to date. They were exclusive as a couple, and I had the chance of meeting Paul. And they say you tend to like remember like really important moments of your life. And I remember exactly what restaurant we were in San Francisco, where we sat, what our waitress looked like. And that's because the night Roxana and Paul met each other. And you met the love of your life, Roxana. And I knew Paul and I were going to get along just fine because he literally ordered everything at the sushi restaurant. I was like, yes, this is, yeah, this is going to go good, yeah. And I want to say, even though today is the day that Paul is officially my brother, Paul has truly treated me like a sister from the day I met him. The most genuine person, always checking in on me, like just amazing. So I just have to say that. And I would say this also applies to the rest of my family. Paul has just been such a genuine person from the get-go, from the start. It's always felt so natural with you, Paul, and just so grateful for you. And I really couldn't have chosen a better person for my sister. So thank you. You are genuine, you're funny, you're extremely hardworking, and you're always putting others before you. And I just want to say I feel so grateful to see how both of you support and challenge each other to keep growing. You're both insanely aligned when it comes to your values, your passions for life, your family, and your friends that you love. So I've learned a lot from Roxana growing up, but I've learned a lot more as them as a couple, as partners. You both support each other through the toughest decisions, and the amount of respect that you carry for each other is really admirable. And I'm inspired by the both of you all the time. And you've both already tackled so much together. You've not only traveled together, but you've started new endeavors. You've gone through a long-distance relationship during a pandemic together. And just seeing how you handled these things, I know that you two can get through anything in life together. And Roxana, my whole life, you've made me feel safe, supported, and unconditionally loved. And I'm grateful to know that you both will feel that with each other for the rest of your lives. So everyone, I know this wasn't under a minute, so I'm really sorry. And I'm sorry, Roxanne, I hope you forgive me. Even like a second ago, she's like, keep it short. I'm like, yeah, let's keep it short. Okay. But I hope everyone can raise their glass, have a great time tonight. Cheers to Roxana and Paul, and a lifetime of happiness and love. Love you guys.
Baby, lay on back and relax. Kick your pretty feet up on my dash. No need to go nowhere fast. Let's enjoy right here where we at. Who knows where this road is supposed to lead? We got nothing but time. As long as you right here next to me, everything's gonna be alright. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be.
I don't mean to be so uptight, but my heart's been hurt a couple times by a couple guys that didn't treat me right. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I'm tired of the fake love. Show me what you're made of, boy, make me believe.
Whoa, hold up, girl, don't you know you're beautiful? And it's easy to see.
If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be.
So won't you ride with me, see where this thing goes.
If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be.
So come on, ride with me, see where this thing goes. So come on, ride with me, baby, if it's meant to be. Maybe we do,
maybe we don't,
maybe we will, maybe we won't. But
if it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be.
Sing it, baby.
If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be.
Thought of all of the out to be another remedy. I'm running out of my options. I'm running out of my options. So show me how to get stronger, stronger. Don't expect to take it easier. Not until you make me stronger, stronger, stronger. Don't expect to take it easier. Not until you make me stronger. No, it doesn't get easier. So show me how to get stronger, stronger. Don't expect to take it easier. Not until you make me stronger. I'm gonna break through even if it hurts. So on no medication, it just makes it worse. Cause if I'm numb to freedom, I'll never come through. If I'm comfortable, no, I'll never leave this room. I'm gonna break through even if it hurts. So on no medication, it just makes it worse. Cause if I'm numb to freedom, I'll never come through. If I'm comfortable, no, I'll never leave this room. Oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, shut up and dance with me. We were victims of the night. The chemical, physical, kryptonite. Helpless to the face and the fading light. Oh, we were bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, shut up and dance with me. A backless dress and some beat up sneaks. My discotheque, Juliet, teenage dream. I felt it in my chest as she looked at me. I knew we were bound to be together, bound to be together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, shut up and dance with me. Oh, come on, girl. Deep in her eyes, I think I see the future. I realize this is my last chance. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said,
What? I did it for you. You said you wanted
I've seen them bloom for me, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big, big round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing that special dance with us. And now, I'd like to invite our groom, Mr. Paul to please go ahead and join his mother dance crew.
Say giant steps upward we take, walking on the moon. Oh, I hope my legs don't break, walking on the moon. Shall we walk forever, walking on the moon. Said that we could be together, walking on the moon. Walking on the moon. I said I'm walking back from your house, walking on the moon. Oh, I'm walking back from your house, walking on the moon. Oh, my feet, they hardly touch the ground, walking on the moon. I said my feet don't hardly make no sound, walking on the moon. I said some may say I'm wishing my days away, but no way. Well, it's a price I must pay. What you say?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can join us on the dance floor, please go ahead and join us.
I may as well die.
One more time, thank you so much for sharing those beautiful special dances with us.